What's going on, guys? My name's Jesse and welcome to the channel. Before we get into today's content where I'm going to give you guys 6 tips on how to get started with investing, I want to tell you just a little bit about the channel since this is my first video here, and I want to give you a little bit of background on me so we can get to know each other and hopefully you can decide if I'm worth listening to at all. Maybe yes, maybe no, I'll let you make that call. So first things first, let's talk a little bit about this channel, why I'm creating the channel, and kind of what the goal and intention is for it. So the first thing is I'm making this channel to have fun. I love talking about personal finance and investing. It's something I'm really passionate about, and so it's something I love to share with other people. So a lot of the time I'll get questions from friends asking me, how they should go about investing and things about their 401ks and just fun stuff like that. And I love answering those questions. So what I wanted to do is I kind of want to make a library of financial topics, just things that are fun to discuss, things I enjoy talking about, and things that hopefully you'll be able to learn something from and get a little bit of benefit out of while not being completely boring. So ultimately, this channel is dedicated to teaching you how to win with money. I believe that if you are willing to work hard and put in the work and learn the things that you need to know, I think that you truly can win with money. I think there's an amazing amount of opportunity, but make sure you do your research and understand what you're doing, at least to some degree. I mean, I haven't figured it out by any stretch, but put in a little bit of effort and you might be amazed at the kind of results that you can actually get. So to work toward that objective of helping you to win with money, what I want to do is I want to talk about topics like investing. That could be investing in stocks or in real estate. I want to talk about credit. I personally love points and traveling, so we might throw a little bit of that discussion in there. We also want to talk about some of the money mentality things like budgeting and why it's so hard and how you can kind of defeat the old model of budgeting and do something that might work better and ultimately be easier for you to stick to. So those are the kinds of things I want to talk about as we go through the videos on this channel. It'll take a while to unpack them all, but like I said, I'm just here to have fun, so let's just give it a shot and see what happens. Remember, this channel is not just about the numbers. There is a really important mental side to handling money, and it's absolutely critical, in my opinion, that we talk about the brain behind why we're doing some of these things. Because it's easy to say, oh, well, just save money. Stop buying coffee out, start making your delicious coffees at home, right? That's an easy thing to say, but actually executing can be pretty hard sometimes because we let our brains get in our own way. So I want to talk about some things that we can do over time to try to work against that and really achieve results without feeling like we're giving up everything in our lives to do it. So whether you're doing well financially or not, I really want this channel to be a resource for you. So I really appreciate you joining me and watching this first video. Do me a favor, like the video and subscribe to the channel. Throw a comment down below if you've got a question or something you want me to talk about next. I'd love to hear from you, and let's get into it. Wait, before we get into it, actually, I do have to tell you that
this channel is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Okay, so I'm not a certified financial professional. Please consult a certified financial professional before you make any stupid decisions because of something somebody on YouTube said. Okay, use your brain. All right.
Okay, guys, so I don't want to talk too much about me because this channel is ultimately about you learning something and you improving your financial life. But I do feel like if I'm going to be, telling you things that might help you in your financial life, it's important that you know a little bit about me so that I'm not just blowing smoke and making stuff up most of the time. So I'm 24 years old. I know I'm young. I'm married. I've been married to my wonderful wife, Raquel, for about 3.5 years, and I have a little 3-month-old baby boy named Cruz. So my family lives in the greater Phoenix metro area out in Arizona. Yes, I know, hot, cacti. I mean, there's my cacti right there. That's as close as I get to the cacti outdoors. But I still love it here. I've been born and raised in the Phoenix area. I'm actually a licensed realtor in the Phoenix area. I really enjoy working with real estate. I like knowing about the market, and I've got some experience with real estate investing, and I'll explain that in just a second. A lot of the fun that I get to have with finance and investing actually comes from my work. So I work for a small company here in the Phoenix area. I work in the investment side of the company, and this particular organization invests in the stock market, so I get a lot of experience doing that. We also invest in real estate, so that's part of what drove me to become a realtor, and I really enjoyed every step of the process, and I've learned about investing in rental property, I've learned about flips, and even construction work. So it's been an amazing experience. It's really driven me to learn more and expand my personal finance world. And now I see some of the really amazing options that are available to people who are interested in investing and growing their wealth. The other really key thing to know about me is that I'm a Christian. So honesty is incredibly important to me. You won't hear me say something unless I believe it's true. That means that I want to be very careful about the information that I share with you being just the best that I can possibly give you, and I hope you recognize that, and I hope you appreciate it. But it's not for me ultimately, it's for God, so I hope you're able to enjoy and appreciate the honesty that comes from that, and I hope it's kind of refreshing in this crazy world of YouTube and social media that we're in. And now that you know a little bit about me and my background, let's jump in and talk about 6 tips to help you get started with investing. The first tip may seem obvious, but I feel like it's one that some people miss anyway, and that is start now. Don't waste time. It is important that you learn about how to invest in stocks and even real estate if you can, but that doesn't mean that you have to know everything before you get started. Just start. Sometimes it's important to get over that mental hurdle of just doing it.
Do it!
Shout out Shia LaBeouf. Sometimes you have to just try it. You just have to get started. And then you can continue to learn more and more, but at least then you're not missing out on important time for investing. So one thing you might consider doing to get started is to go ahead and open a brokerage account. All that is it's an account that behaves like cash, but you can trade it in the stock market. If you want something with a nice, simple interface, you might look at Robinhood. If you're interested in opening a Robinhood account, I put a link down below in the description. Just open that and use it if you don't mind. It'll give you a free stock and me a free stock, I think. So if you're interested in doing that, go ahead. If you want to use somebody else, it doesn't matter. The point isn't what brokerage account you use. It's just that you get one open and that you get a little bit of money into it, even if it's only $10, $20, $100, whatever you can afford right now. Just start. Get over that mental hurdle and give it a shot. The second tip after you've gotten started is to start learning more about investing in depth. You need to pick some sources of information that you want to learn from. So obviously this YouTube channel should be one of them, but there might be some other books or podcasts or YouTube channels depending on how you like to learn things and what type of content you like to listen to and watch. But just pick a couple of things in the world of personal finance, or just search a couple of key topics and read some blog articles. It's just important that you start learning a little bit more every week. It doesn't have to be every day. Just learn a little bit more every week about how investments work so that over time you get more and more knowledgeable and you can hopefully do better and better. And a note to all of you who are like me when it comes to spending time on the toilet. Take those extra 10 or 15 minutes. Yes, sometimes it's 15 minutes. Take those extra 10 or 15 minutes to just read an article on Investopedia. Just read about something you didn't know about before. Now, the third thing you need to focus on once you've started and you've begun to learn more and more is you need to think about your goals. What is it you want to accomplish with your investing? How old are you and where do you want to end up in 5, 10, 20, 40 years? So decide where you want to end up and think about how much risk you're willing to take. And then this might be the most important thing in setting goals. Make sure you set action goals, not just result goals. So result goals are great. Maybe you want to have $1 million invested by the time you're 45 years old. That's a great goal. But it's important that you think about the actions that you need to take to get to that place. Make those your goals so that you can be constantly improving and working toward that big long-term goal. The fourth thing you're going to have to do at some point is you're probably going to have to put money aside. It's important that you learn how to save and how to handle your income and your expenses so that you end up with something left over that you can invest. One way or another, if you want to build your wealth, you're going to have to save. Maybe it's to buy stocks or ETFs, or maybe it's to purchase an investment property one day. Now, keep in mind that the money you save now could be worth a lot more in the future, especially if it's invested well along the way. Let's say that you start with $10 and you get an average annual return of 7% for 40 years. That $10 would actually turn into almost $150. It's multiplied by almost 15 just because you went ahead and put it in early and invested with a good, consistent return. So it's important that you start saving now, not in 10 or 15 or 20 years. Now, the fifth thing I really want you to know about starting investing is to use a tax-advantaged account in addition to your regular brokerage account. Now, a tax-advantaged account may sound complicated, but it's pretty simple. It's really just a completely legal way of paying less tax on a piece of your income. So examples of a tax-advantaged account might include an IRA, an individual retirement account, or a 401k, or in some jobs, a 403b. So if you have access to a 401k or a 403b through your work, I'm begging you, please use it. Please use it. So I'm planning to make a video on 401ks, so you don't need to worry too much about the details right now, but if you want to go look it up and learn about it right away, go for it. It's always good to learn something new. Also, be sure to hit the notification bell so YouTube lets you know when I do post that video. The sixth and final tip for today is I want you to track your progress. We talked before about setting goals, but I also want you to know, are you doing enough along the way to hit those goals? I don't want you to invest, $10 a month with the goal of having $2 million in 20 years and then get to that place and realize, wait, I should have been doing more all along. So track your progress as you go. One of the tools that I really like to use to track my progress is called Personal Capital. I did put a link in the description. I think they'll give you something and me something if you sign up, although I honestly don't exactly remember what that is at the moment. I really enjoy the tool. It lets you connect accounts and monitor your spending and your income, and it kind of shows you how your money is broken down across some different categories. So if you want to keep track, consider using that tool, although there are other good tools as well. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you taking a few minutes. I hope you got to learn something new today. I know some of this stuff is basic to start out with, but we're planning on getting more in depth with it as we go. I just want to make sure that we set a good foundation first. So please go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel. Like I said, leave a comment down below if there's a question you want answered or if there's a topic suggestion for another video that you have. I'd love to hear it. Thanks so much for watching. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you next time.